Right now, we're joined over the phone by Dr. Eman Negm, the Deputy Head of the Ministry of Culture, to tell us more and discuss the Egyptian-Spanish relations. Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, dear. Good
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks to you to receiving me.
Could you first give us like a short brief about the historical relations that bind Spain and Egypt?
Good evening, everybody. When we speak about Egypt and Spain, always we have a deep relationship between the two nations, especially in culture and the civilization, maybe because of proximity of our assets or somehow the proximity of the custom or attitude. Perhaps, and always we are keen to discuss ways to support joint cultural and artistic cooperation during the coming period and during the past also. Our base of the relation between Egypt and Spain, noting the European countries' richness in historical and contemporary creativity, and the cultural convergence between the two nations too is very important. Always we exchange artistic and cultural content with Egypt by even broadcasting a number of artistic cultural performance on the platform in our Ministry of Culture Egyptian YouTube channel. And we have also a cooperation between the two nations in everywhere, especially in tourism. And, overall, this visit is very important to us. And like the past or like our administration, we follow a very good plan to be open to all over the world.
Yeah, well, can you also tell us a bit about the idea of intercultural dialogue between the two nations? Obviously, there's a lot of history between the two nations and a lot of political and economic, affairs that are happening there. But what about the cultural aspect of it? How do you see the interconnectedness between the two nations?
Yeah, as well, we have a memorandum of understanding. It's signed under the umbrella of this visit, by the way,
Yes.
Between the two ministers of culture, and our Minister of Culture, Egyptian Minister of Culture, and Spain too. In this memorandum of understanding, we have, if you see all over, you see that, Spain was the most important, the first one who opened the travel after the pandemic of COVID-19 crisis. And when we started to open the touristic travel, the first charter, it was from Spain, it was from Madrid. So already we have a very always Spain is the most important, one of the most important countries in the exporter tourism in Egypt. So Spanish tourist is a lover for the ancient Egyptian civilization. The tourism is representing a very big part of economy in Egypt. So we have to get more and more stronger in relation in this, and we try to explore the relationship to be efficient through the two parts.
Yeah, well, they also discussed, like you were saying, how to extend ties and make it more deep. This includes the tourism industry as well, and the president discussed Spanish tourists visiting, special destinations like Luxor and Aswan. To what extent do you see Spanish tourists coming into Egypt?
Yeah, Luxor and Aswan especially is two cities are very rich in historical and in tourism and ancient materials. So it is the most cities attracted by Spain people and Spain citizens to come in this area, especially in this area.
Yes.
And because of that, if you guess that, as I said before, that Luxor received the first charter flight from Spain in last August. It's very earlier. And what was the first charter it was from Spain. This is because the people there, they are attired, by the material, building or the building architecture and historical issue and the values in these two, especially in these two cities, we have as treasures. It is completely treasure. We have, and there is a committee, by the way. In Aswan and Luxor, there is a committee who has an expert member in how to make a plan to enhance the touristic issue or the between us and Spain.
Yes.
And in this concept, they are working in this very hard, and they make a plan till 2030 to make a very good plan to how to enhance this relationship.
Yes.
So it is a big project, and this project is called Outreach. Organized mainly with collaboration of the Committee of the Promotion of Cultural Tourism in Luxor and Aswan.
Yes.
This is especially for Spain and between Spain and Egypt.
Yeah, well, we talked about the tourism aspect of it, but as you know, there are a lot of Egyptians that are studying in Spain as well, from engineering to sciences or whatever it is that they're studying there right now. How do you see the cooperation between Egypt and Spain when it comes to the education system? Do you think that they might be open to, for instance, extending universities from Spain to here, like we've seen some other international universities do?
Yes, you have already two important items in this. Egypt, I know we speak about the first item, it's the archaeological mission Spain. We have a very big mission here for archaeological Spanish, and they are working with the Egyptian.
Yes.
The mission it contains an Egyptian and Spanish members, archaeological mission affiliated to the University of Barcelona.
Yes.
They are working here already. They are working here with the Egyptian members, experts. And they are working in Luxor and in Aswan, and they are working in different area, just to discover tombs and to discover the velos and to discover the village item and the historical items. So already we have an archaeological here mission, Spanish mission, that are working in many areas, and also, and the very important area, also the mission on the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization.
Yes.
They have a mission, especially Spanish mission, but of course it is a members between Egypt and Spanish, because it is an Egypt-Spanish mission, archaeological mission. They are working here effectively, and they do a lot of work, working in every area in Egypt to discovering as well the tombs and the historical, and as well they have scheduled to organize a workshop to learn
Yes.
the youth, to learn the expert youth or the specialist youth in archaeological. This is part one. About part two, the education. As you know, we have a different school here, and he has the embassy, Spanish embassy, has a center, cultural center. They are
Yes.
working with a plan, and with a plan with Ministry of Culture too. They are making exchange between the artistic throughput and the also the education of the two language, Arabic and Spain, and always they are a supervisor of a very big numbers of school, Spanish school here in Egypt.
Yes.
So it is an umbrella, the Embassy of Spanish, number one. Number two, the center, the cultural center. And the cultural center, they are working mainly with the Opera House and with the Minister of Culture. And always they are the supervision of school, Spanish school, who they
Yes.
affiliated to the embassy and just to the Spanish students and the diplomatic families, the students, and etc. And we have also for the Egyptian people who want to
Yes.
to
Study
yes
there.
to make addition to the school to Spanish school or whatever. And the same issue that we have an exchange. It's a memorandum of understanding of a cultural exchange and education, because we have a Egyptian students, a big number of Egyptian students. They are make their study in Barcelona and Madrid and whatever, and there is a fund, and there is sometimes they make a fund for for the selected students, Egyptian students. They can take it to make their study there. So we have already asymmetric cooperation and bilateral cooperation, Egypt, Spanish. That I think, or I see that it's exceptional, and it is an exceptional cooperation and very deep relation.
Yes, hopefully that these memorandums of understanding will continue to extend, deeper cooperation and relations between the both nations. Dr. Eman Negm, the Deputy Head of the Ministry of Culture, thank you so much for joining us over the phone. We're going to take a short break and get back to this episode.